She threw her baby from the second floor. Then a strange thing happened. The unconditional love of a mother is worth way more than all the perils of the world. Mother love shaped cultures and individuals. While most mothers know that their love and emotional availability are vital to their children's well-being, many of us do not understand its profound and long-lasting impact. In this video, maternal instincts lead a mother to lay down her life for her beloved daughter. Her spur-of-the-moment decision gave her daughter a second chance at life. Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now back to the story. In the early hours of Monday morning in Wyoming, Illinois, a young brave mother, Shelby Carter, 21, put her life on hold so her 12-day-old daughter could live. A fire outbreak swept through the two-story building occupied by Shelby, her daughter, her mother Kathy Hardy, and her fiance Deshaun Davis. However, at the time of the fire outbreak, Shelby and her daughter Kiana Davis were the only ones at home. When push came to shove, Carter broke the window on the second floor of her house, created a passageway for her daughter, who she sent through the window, wrapped in a car seat. It was a life or death moment, and Carter succeeded in saving baby Kiana. When firefighters arrived, they moved a pile of discarded carpet on the ground so they could climb a ladder to a second floor window. That caused the car seat to roll toward the house. They looked inside the car seat and found Kiana Davis. Luckily, she hadn't suffered any significant damage, both from the fire and from being thrown down a great height, but was rushed to the hospital for treatment. Peoria Journal-Star confirmed Kiana's release from the hospital. An investigation into the matter couldn't identify the cause of the fire that tragically claimed Shelby's life, but investigators said it doesn't appear to be suspicious. She was found dead in a room on the second floor. An autopsy showed she died as a result of carbon monoxide intoxication caused by smoke inhalation. The fire department was not sure why Shelby herself did not follow the child out the window. Stark County Sheriff Steve Sloan said in a statement, quote, "The house was engulfed in flames. Carter was a hero as she put her baby into a car seat and dropped the baby to the ground," unquote. Ed Fogelsonger, chief of the volunteer department in Wyoming, Illinois, told CNN, quote, "I guess it's the motherly instinct take care of their young. We're all wondering why she didn't go out after the baby," unquote. He also said a woman called 911 on Monday morning and said she was inside a burning house and having trouble breathing, but she didn't mention a baby. Jacob Plummer, captain of Wyoming Spear Fire Department, said this in a report, quote, "Shelby's selfless, heroic actions prove that there's no end to a mother's love for a child. This tragic event reminds us just how short life can be," quote. The death was a gut punch for the town of about 1,500 people southwest of Chicago, where everybody seems to know each other. For instance, Fogelsonger said Carter's father, quote, "works with me every day," unquote, at a company that makes boilers and water heaters. The small town mourned her death, although some took comfort in knowing her final act in life. Sloan told the Journal-Star that Monday's blaze was the first fatal fire in Stark County in perhaps 30 years. Shelby's friends and loved ones are grieving and remembering a kind woman and a devoted mother. Quote, "She was very not selfish, very unselfish, and her heart and her love were for that baby. For sure, she's not going to be forgotten," unquote. Family friend Stacy told KWQC-TV, quote, "It's just incredible that she was able to pull her thoughts together to save her baby. It's just too bad she couldn't save herself, but I'd say it's nothing short of a miracle the way it ended up," unquote. Ed Fogelsonger told the Washington Post. Anna Steelman said she was shocked to learn that it was her friend's house, but not surprised to learn that Shelby had acted quickly to save her child. She also said, quote, "Her quick instinct to strap Kiana in her car seat and to get her outside does not surprise me. She was a very task-oriented person growing up. She knew she had to save the baby, so she came up with the most logical way to do so, and she followed through with her plan. It's that simple. That's the Shelby I know," unquote. Shelby's uncle, Jesse Hardy, remembers a strong young woman who was mature beyond her years. Quote, "I was actually living with my sister when Shelby was born, so she has been a part of my life for a very long time," says Hardy. "I know a lot of people are calling her a hero, but to those of us who knew her, she was just being Shelby. There are people in the world who are caretakers. That's who she was, unquote. Hardy says that Deshaun Davis, Shelby's fiance and Kiana's father, is doing okay, considering the circumstances. Quote, he's become a single father. He doesn't like to have her out of sight for too long. He's a very caring, loving dad who now pretty much thinks about Kiana before making any decision, unquote. As stated in her memorial, Shelby was a 2014 graduate of Stark County High School. After graduation, she worked as a mall technician and was headed back to school to become a pharmacy technician. Friends said she was a dedicated student who was critical to the school's basketball team. Carter was an accomplished student and basketball player in high school and loved children, having worked as a babysitter from a young age. Her cousin, Shauna Burwell, told WMBD that Carter died just one day after her 21st birthday and had spent the hours before her death cuddling with her baby and saying how much she was, quote, loving these mummy moments, unquote, on Snapchat. The Kewanee Star Courier reported that Carter's mother, Kathy Hardy, posted a photo on Facebook of her infant granddaughter at the hospital with the words, quote unquote, beautiful miracle. Quote, Shelby was a fantastic mom and proud of her baby girl, unquote. The victim's aunt, Deb Carter Burwell, added, according to the newspaper, the Wyoming Spear Fire Department wrote a tribute on Facebook that read, quote, words cannot describe what has happened within our community today. We have experienced the feeling that no department wants to go through. Words cannot express the way we truly feel. Our thoughts and prayers go out family involved. If anyone wants to donate to the family, we will accept them at the Wyoming station. We will have personnel at our station Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. If anyone would like to make different arrangements, please reach out to us or contact one of our members, unquote. Her friend Anna Steelman told the Washington Post, quote, she was very, very smart. I think people underestimated that about her because she was quiet and she wasn't one to make herself the center of attention. She stayed back in the crowd and did her work and got stuff done on the court and in the classroom. She was very task-oriented, unquote. Quote, she was making her mark in town, unquote. Mayor Pat Mather said. She was very upbeat, always smiling. Shelby's mother, Kathy, has set up a GoFundMe campaign to set up a trust for Kiana. The campaign raised more than $23,000 on the same day and over $36,000 in just 6 days. In another related story, a mother in Durban, Eastern South Africa, was forced to throw her baby from a building after it was allegedly set on fire by looters. On Tuesday, a South African mom was filmed by BBC cameraman Tutuka Zondi throwing her daughter, Melokule, from a burning building amid ongoing riots in Durban. The 2-year-old girl survived unharmed. The mother, 26-year-old Naledi Mayoni, told Reuters on Wednesday that she had been on the 16th floor of the Durban apartment building with her daughter when protesters raiding the ground floor set the complex on fire. Quote, all I could think was to make sure my baby lived, unquote, Mayoni told BBC in an interview, adding that when she saw smoke rising, she knew they had to get out. Because of the fire, elevators were not working, so Mayoni frantically carried her almost 2-year-old down the steps, but she could not reach the ground floor. She told the BBC that she managed to squeeze through a balcony where she pleaded to anyone on the street who could hear her for help before throwing little Melokule to welcoming arm, unquote. All I could do was trust complete strangers. After throwing her, I held my head in shock, but they caught her, unquote. Mayoni recalled outside the building as her daughter sat on her shoulders. Quote, what was important was for my daughter to be out of the situation. I couldn't escape alone and leave her behind, unquote, she said, as the girl, dressed in a red coat and hood, babbled and clapped her hands. Firefighters arrived at the site about 20 minutes later, during which time the inhabitants of the burning building were being helped down with the ladder. Zondi, the cameraman and video producer who captured the harrowing moment, shared his thoughts on Twitter alongside a still of Melokule freefalling. Quote, captured one of those images that will forever live in my heart. Amongst the chaos, there were heroes today. They caught her and she is fine, he wrote. An update from the BBC reported that Mayoni and Melokule were both safe and were reunited shortly after the video was captured. The protests, which started in Zuma's home province of KwaZulu-Natal on Saturday, soon turned into mass looting, arson, and riots in provincial Durban and Johannesburg, the commercial hub of South Africa. At least 72 people have died across South Africa in connect the protest. The riots across South Africa are in response to the jailing of ex-president Jacob Zuma after he failed to appear at a corruption inquiry. Protests have been waged for nearly a week, with violence and looting causing widespread unrest after decades of anger and hardship across the country. If you enjoyed the video, kindly give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, and share with others. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.